let's kick off the 2013 championship at Hangtown. Stewart on the inside. Yoshimura Suzuki, number 7, has it. Villopoto right next to him. Stewart's going to shut him down, and James Stewart picking off where he left off. Winning this race a year ago. In the lead, here comes Dungey on the number 1 KTM.
Wow, look at these riders just bouncing around. Dungey and Villopoto were just doing everything they could to get the power to the ground. Looks like Villopoto back around the outside.
And that's what we love about motocross. Multiple lines, guys trying to figure out, do they run inside, do they run outside? What's the best way around? Josh Grant on the 33. The JGR Toyota Yamaha in front of Dungey up to 3rd.
Well, it certainly wasn't that outside line that Dungey chose.
Villopoto to the inside now, Jeff. And you see Stewart had to be a little bit cautious going into that turn. It's a little bit wet, and that allows Villopoto to take the lead.
Wow, such aggressive riding straight away. Let's see what sort of answer Dungey and Stewart have here for Villopoto. Look at this, they're tripling through this rhythm section here.
Villopoto, the 2011 champion in this 450 class, missed the entire year last year with a torn ACL. Stewart actually has a torn ACL. The injury wasn't quite as severe as Villopoto had last year, so he's been riding and racing through it. But right now, Villopoto already started opening up.
Look at that. Just quad all the way down that. Unbelievable. Alessi sprinkled in there. Looks like he's back in 5th.
And I think it was Trey Kennard to the 41 next. Dungey going to try to get Josh Grant back. Dungey to the inside. Grant stuck on the outside. And Dungey takes the number 3 position. And now he's got to set the focus on the riders in front of him, Stewart and Villopoto. And it's Alessi and Kennard. So where'd Villopoto go?
Hey, he is that fired up right now.
Wow.
I watched Villopoto in practice, and he had a flow like none other. I mean, he was just putting the bike wherever he wanted to, going around slower riders like wherever, it didn't matter. He was on the gas. So let's see if the reigning champion here, Ryan Dungey, he's got to bring up the intensity here.
Looks like Kennard's doing that. He's gotten around Alessi and is now going after Grant on the 33 for 4th. So some intensity out of the Honda Muscle Milk rider out of Oklahoma. He missed the entire season last year with an injury as well. Yeah,
and Kennard was our 2nd fastest qualifier here today. It was Justin Barsha, Kennard's teammate there on Team Muscle Milk Honda, that was the fastest qualifier. He's just inside of the top 10, shows him running 9th on our timing and scoring right now.
So work cut out for the Honda guys. Not maybe the starts they want, but the speed early in the day was definitely there. Kennard working on Grant. And then that's Andrew Short, I believe, in the orange bike at KTM, backed by BTO Sports. He's coming through next. We'll stick with this Kennard and Grant battle for the number 4 position.
Great crowd here. You can see off to the left. They come down this downhill. Such a great place to race, and the fans right here. This is the opening round of the championship, and people came from all over the world, all over the country, and just a very enthusiastic crowd.
There's Barsha, your fast qualifier. Now it is his first full season in the 450, so he is a rookie, a fellow rookie right there with him, the 15 of Dean Wilson. The difference is Barsha rode a couple of 450 events back in 2011, and he was very fast on the big bike, so he has a little more experience than Wilson would in this situation. This is the first time Wilson really has ever raced the big bike.
Yeah, and you can just see how much these bikes are jumping around. You know, when you're on the 250, the smaller bikes, which we're going to see later on in the broadcast, not quite as much horsepower. These bikes, they actually can make more horsepower in the engine than what the riders want. So they're trying to harness it. And that's the challenge here as Wilson and Barsha step up to ride motocross here in Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship.
They're stepping up to try to get around Alessi, and Barsha makes short work of it, getting by the 800. He's on the Moto Concepts machine, and Wilson going to try to follow his old rival Barsha through traffic and get to the front. They all better hustle because Villopoto had a 2.5-second lead in the first lap over none other than James Stewart and Ryan Dungey, who are certainly fast in their own right. Villopoto getting away, so we're going to keep the focus here. You got Short on the 29, the 33 of Grant, 51 of Barsha, Alessi on the 800, duking it out just outside the top 5.
How about Andrew Short right now, that BTO Sports KTM? Really, I mean, he's ridden up into 6th right now. Really putting a lot of pressure on Josh Grant, but this rider right here, number 2, Monster Energy Kawasaki, Ryan Villopoto.
Wow. And we're going to show you how Villopoto got the lead. We'll give you the replay of the pass on Stewart.
Yeah, just holds a tighter line there, corner where he just went through before we went to the replay. gets to the inside. Now, it was really wet up on top there. And Stewart was probably being really cautious as he had to jump that big double up. Didn't want to get on the edge of the tire too much. Villopoto took a little more risk, and it paid off.
Now, something I want to allude to early, these tracks, they do a lot of maintenance. The riders do get one sighting lap. They throw some water down. Do the riders necessarily know on the first lap how hard they can go?
Yes, and it's instinctual.
Okay.
Riders like Stewart, Villopoto, they've been around a long time. They know what's going on, and you know what to expect. Every now and then you get a little surprise. I actually had one of those surprises here myself.
Here's a surprise
me
for
the
Grant.
win.
Oh,
That's the same track, yeah.
Unpleasant surprise. Barsha makes the move now on Grant. And Grant around the outside. This is where Dungey made the pass on him. He's going to tuck a little bit tighter to try to follow Barsha. You can tell Barsha is determined to go to the front. Had the fast lap time in practice today. The difference is Barsha's fast lap time came in the first practice. Track a little bit smoother. Track got rougher. In the second practice, Stewart was the fastest there. Grant, by the way, good return to racing for him. Basically been out since January with shoulder injuries suffered in Supercross. Now back, focusing on Dungey's, closing in on Stewart for second.
I'll tell you what, Dungey's had a few injuries. He's been fairly injury-free throughout most of his career. But every one of these riders out here, they have been through it, and it really amazes me what they go through, like our Michael Burns story, to be involved in this sport. Tremendous amount of dedication involved and pain that sometimes you have to endure because it's just such a brutal sport at times.
A couple of mistakes here from Stewart going up and then back down that hill, allowing Dungey to close in.
Well, I noticed the same thing last lap. Dungey was really quick in this area, in the area before the finish line, on the other side of the hill there, by the starting area. It seemed like Stewart was a little bit quicker through there, but Dungey's got some good lines right through here.
He's going to go to the inside, put the challenge to Stewart. Hear the crowd come to life. A battle on our hands, and just like that, Ryan Dungey up to the number 2 spot. That's a rider down. I believe a lap rider at this point. That is Chris Plouffe on the Kawasaki. You can see Villopoto, your leader. He's safe. He's gone up front with about a 4.5-second lead.
All right, Jason, let's see.
Josh Grant down. Was running so brilliantly early in this race.
That's in that first sweeper after the start. Well, that's going to cost him big time. That's such a great ride going. See if he can get remounted, get that, get his focus back and get out there, get inside that top 20 and get points. There's 21st and on back, you get no points, and that's really what this championship is all about, is accumulating points on your way to the championship. Of course, Villopoto, he's running first right now. That earns you 25 points.
What a run for the 3-time champion in the 250 class of Lucas Oil Pro Motocross and the 2011 champ of the 450 class. He's on fire, Jeff.
Nice. He's got the flow. Look at that.
Unbelievable. He's got the flow, and he doesn't have any competition. He's got a lead of 3.5 seconds right now. We'll see if Dungey can close back in. Tonight, the UFC prelims are on Fuel TV live with 3 hours of explosive action. The UFC prelims live tonight at 6 Eastern only on Fuel TV. Ryan Villopoto, your leader, Monster Energy Kawasaki rider, number 2. Started about 3rd, duked it out with Ryan Dungey, got around James Stewart. No competition since then. He's pulled away.
He is pulling away, and he did have a faster lap time than Ryan Dungey, who was in second. But a couple laps ago, it was a 2.5 faster. The last lap, it was only a 0.5 second faster. So Dungey starting to get his lap time closer to Villopoto. Will there be enough time to close that 6.2 second gap up?
A couple of battles we're watching here. You see the 15 of Dean Wilson, as we mentioned, his first ever race on a 450. Making moves toward the front. He's gotten around Andrew Short. So Wilson up to 6th. What do you do if you're Wilson, who not only is a first race in this class, Jeff, but he's missed a lot of time in the 250s also with injury, including all of last year. What do you do? How do you manage those expectations? That's Malcolm Stewart, by the way. You saw at the beginning of the race up in the top 10.
Well, for Malcolm and for Wilson, it's really important to gain the experience. And it may seem simple, like you need to take the checkered flag. Well, yeah, that's always the goal. But that doesn't always happen. And
you're short getting Wilson back here, by the way.
Trying to.
Wilson got him a few laps ago trying to hold the veteran off.
It's important that these riders don't make any big mistakes where they don't finish the races. They need the experience. They need the fitness that comes with taking the checkered flags, riding the 30 minutes plus 2 laps each one of the races, and the confidence that comes with that. It's not just about going fast on, you know, lap 5. It's about completing each moto and taking each checkered flag.
Whatever Stewart on that Lucas Oil, Troy Lee Honda doing a good job keeping pressure on Short. He's keeping the pressure on Wilson. These guys kind of flying in formation. Wilson 6th, Short 7th, Stewart 8th. And Brayton now in the pits, Justin Brayton. So more bad luck for the JGR Toyota Yamaha team. Remember, his teammate Grant was up front early. That's his mechanic Patrick Barker there. They're working on the front wheel.
Possibly a brake rotor, possible flat front tire. Looks like they're going to swap out that front wheel. And Travis Preston, rider we mentioned earlier, he had started up front. Grant was up front.
Yep.
Brayton was, let's say, inside the top 13 or so. Now he's out. So Jeremy Albrecht and everybody there, Gibbs Racing, this is not the way they want to start the championship.
I was going to say, good thing they have Preston on board for one day only. He might be the only one to get any points in this moto. Well, Preston in 16th.
Yeah.
Let's check back in with Andrew Short, 30 years old, originally from Colorado, now based in Texas. First season riding for this team, BTO Sports KTM. It's a big step up in their program this year. They have some factory backing from KTM. And Aaron is down to the pits with an update on Justin Brayton. Aaron?
Yeah, guys, Brayton suffered a flat tire. He's not sure. I asked what happened. He's not sure. Clearly very frustrated. His team is trying to set him up with a new tire so he can get out there and compete. Guys.
Now, tire changes, pit stops, not normally part of motocross, so it takes a while. They don't have any sort of quick release devices down there. That's not normally something that happens.
Yeah, especially not these days. They really do have the tire, the tube. Sometimes they use like a foam grease in there, where flat tires are not really as common as they were, let's say, 20 years ago. So, yeah, very unfortunate. Going to have a lot to make up here today.
Saw Lessie go by. That is 9th, and 10th is Ryan Sipes of the Rockstar Suzuki. And now we find Chad Reed outside of the top 10 in 11th on the 2-2 Motorsports Honda. And then behind him, Jake Weimer. That's Philip Moto's teammate, Monster Energy Kawasaki. So you got some big names outside of the top 10, and that's what we knew would happen. The field is loaded this year. Someone is going to be disappointed at the end of these races. Just do the math.
Yeah, Weimer was 3rd in this championship last year. Really had a big growth time for him last season. But I mean, this is where the competition's at. You've got these riders that have been so good. They're battling just to get inside of the top 10 right now.
Right. Yeah. Chad Reed, former champion of the series. Then we see it's Nicoletti and the NFAB Tylube Yamaha, and Tyler Rattray. It's kind of a half of a rookie. Raced half of the races in this class last year. Was supposed to race at Hangtown. Got hit in the hand with a rock off the start of the first moto a year ago here. Broke his hand. So he only raced half the circuit, came back from injury. This will hopefully be his first full season on the number 28. That's a new effort. The legendary Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki team now racing 450s with 2 riders and a brand new rig over there too, Jeff.
Yeah, the 250 guys got the new rig there.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how that worked.
So they've they got 2 guys, Wilson and Rattray there, big expectations.
And then the rest of the riders coming through behind Nicoletti, Rattray. Then you have Pike and Preston. And now we find our one to watch, Michael Byrne, in 17th.
Well, I know that he is capable of higher than a 17th, but we really do have to keep this in perspective. And you're going to notice that when he makes his right-hand turns and he puts his right leg out, he mentioned he's not confident in really burying it in those things and really being, hard on that right leg. So he's gone through a lot to be in this position. So it's once again, it's kind of the same story. Like, get your finishes, get some points, take your checkered flags, ride all day long, and just try to build your strength and build your confidence.
And we'll focus back in. This battle just won't stop. Wilson and Short, 6th and 7th. And occasionally you still see Malcolm Stewart circulating back there on the 32. And now I think Michael Lessie, some wind back in the sails of the 800. He has closed back in on the 3 riders in front of him.
Couple of veterans, couple of rookies going at it. Everyone's kind of meeting in the middle. right now, and you can see just how dirty the front number plates are. And I was in the Pro Circuit rig earlier today with Rattray and Wilson. And Wilson, I said, hey, how do you like that roost from the 450s? He said, I like the 250s. Well, they wear like a foam or a plastic chest protector, because in the 450s throw some serious rocks and roost off.
And they continue to battle, and it's Short taking on that roost right now from Wilson. See if you can get him around him when we return to Hangtown. Ryan Villopoto continues to march away from